All right, what's up? Welcome into Snuffing Torches Survivor 49, Episode 3 recap. Got myself, Nate, and John Rich, same crew as last week. Another pre-recorded episode for you guys.
Yeah, John Rich, close your window. We don't want people to know.
Yeah, I don't want people to know it's nighttime. Yeah, Yankees play tonight, so we're live streaming that Game 4 against the Blue Jays. But listen, like I mean, I haven't really gotten that many. I know people are like, oh, it's not the same. Whatever. It's just no live chat. Otherwise, it's exactly the same.
And I miss my chat homies. I'm always mixing up in the chat. I'm always doing Tommy chants in the chat. So
if you're rooting for, if you want live episodes, I guess root against the Yankees. But we'll get live episodes soon. But hey, you guys still get something at 9:30. So
stop being so selfish, Tommy.
I thought really good episode.
Cool episode. Cool. Interesting episode.
Interesting. Different.
We'll start with, I think the big story, even more than the boat, is the Jake medevac. So,
yeah,
honestly, he was very calm. Like, he's like, guys, you got to see this. Like, the snake might have bit me or something. Like, come over. And, he sees, like, a potential red bite mark on his bottom of his foot. And so then, like, we really broke the fourth wall in a way Survivor has never done before, where you see, we've had medevacs and stuff, but they usually, it's like a little bit on camera and then they get pulled aside. But right away, might be the first iPhone we've ever seen on Survivor. The producer, the cameraman's like, let me call. You see his iPhone, calls back to base camp.
It's a picture of it.
Yeah. Alex calls, or Alex gets the book. He's like, listen, we have a health and guide book. By the way, we didn't get that when we were there for our 2 days. I would have liked to see that. And it's like, I wonder if the snake is on there. And then it's like a picture of the black and white snake, and it's like highly venomous.
Dude, that was a very funny scene where like he's like scrolling his finger down and he gets to the black and white snake, and then in big bold letters, it's like most venomous snake ever. It's like, oh, okay, this might be a thing.
And then Alex has to awkwardly be like, yeah, it said it's like venomous, but like he doesn't want to freak him out. Like,
you should definitely maybe like avoid that.
Yeah, it says something about like maybe not wanting to get bit by that. Then they take him to the base camp, which is like, so that we did see, it's like basically where they all live, like all the producers and the behind the scenes people and stuff. The dream teamers, they all live there. It's like a old Fijian resort that they said like in 2002 might have been considered a 5-star resort. Now it's like a 3-star that they just rent out for a few months a year to do all that, where everyone lives and stuff. And you got the medical team there. And yeah, we see them, we really see the behind the scenes of that island. We see him in the bed, the doctors talking. I thought it was cool that they showed us all that.
Yeah. Unfortunate for him should we talk about it? Because
I mean, I'm going to say fortunate for him. The fact that it was a dry bite that wasn't venomous is like...
This is what I was kind of confused by. And I'm sure you guys don't... I'm interested to see the interviews that come out and when more they talk about it. It was a dry bite, so no venom. Mm-hmm. And then they treated him as if there was venom just for precaution. But then they said they can't send him back to the game. And that's what confused me, was it seemed like it was no worse than, I mean, they get bitten up by bugs nonstop. Like we've seen people covered, and we mean covered, in mosquito bites and bug bites. And I was trying to figure out the level of difference in a dry snake bite and swarms of mosquito bite. Like I need to know why they couldn't send him back.
What they said on the show was they were pretty much just citing like psychological reasons, right?
The kid on the way was interesting too. If he didn't have a kid on the way, would they have been more comfortable?
It was a little weird. I feel like I'm trying to like not like come off on like a dick, but like I'm like wondering all these things, like watching, like trying to like figure out what.
No, I don't think it's dick. It's just wondering why.
Yeah. Well, because so like they were saying all that, like like psychological. Is he ready to go back? And then the doctor goes really into like how I would still be like pumping him with fluids and like doing all this stuff, and it's like, well, like he has nothing in him, right?
Yeah, I think they kind of just were like, it's better safe than sorry, where it was like
they knew he was safe, right?
That's what, John Rich, I'm with you. That's what I can't figure out.
I was surprised he got pulled. I really was. I was surprised he got pulled, but I guess the thinking is you're already out there and you're already dehydrated and hungry and exhausted, and then you go through an experience like that, which honestly, like if he got, it might have been good for him in the game. Like he just went and got a bunch of fluids that he probably.
I was wondering that.
That was my next thing is when people have been taken to medical before, they kind of get an advantage when they get injected with fluids and stuff. But to John Rich's point, how do they pull him knowing it's a dry bite, but it wasn't like, hey man, like something didn't add up to me. Like I'm so confused by it.
I think it's just, I think it, you know, even lawsuit wise, they're probably thinking like it's better safe. It's better to be safe. And like, sure, it's a dry bite, but who knows? Like if he goes back and he passes out or something, then imagine the shit that they would get where it's like you let this guy back out there. I think it was the right move because I think probably in an ideal world, you let him in or you let him decide, but then that puts him in such a tough spot where it's like he's obviously going to say yes to go back in the game. And, you know, maybe that's not the most. It was probably like a 10% chance that he wasn't okay. And they were like, that's too much.
Yeah, no, obviously they're going to err on the side of caution. I'm not like blaming them or anything like that. I'm excited to read the interviews that answer these questions because right now it just seems like, I mean, nobody wants to get bit by a venomous snake, but if there was no venom, to go back to what I said before, I'm just curious, like what the difference in pain or side effect. I don't know. Like just like if you get bit non-venomously, is it different than like a rat on the island biting you? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also wonder if he was like if he was more like gung ho, like from the jump when they were like, oh, it's a dry bite, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm fine, and he was like sitting up in the hospital bed, like wanting to go back, like not necessarily thinking about his kid, and like they kind of showed him like laying there. He's still like he was kind of laying there, like looking exhausted and stuff.
Yeah, it's a long
like my guess is he wasn't that pumped on the idea about going back.
Yeah,
because he started thinking about his kid and shit. Like I think maybe if he was more like, I don't know. I think maybe if he had more signs that he was desperately wanting to go back, they probably would have let him.
Yeah. I just think that whole trip takes a lot. Like that. I mean, going through your head the whole time must be like really difficult. Like, am I dying? Am I dying? Am I dying?
Yeah.
Am I dying?
Did you catch when I laughed at this. I shouldn't have. It was kind of scary. But when he pulls up in the boat and they just come like sprinting onto the docks, like, is he breathing? Is he breathing?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Is he breathing? I was like, holy shit, there was a chance he wasn't breathing. I mean, I guess, there's
he's dead already.
Like,
all they knew was the black and white snake bit him. They didn't know anything else.
Right. But that escalated it so fast. Like when they
I mean, I think they handled it as well as they could have. Like, I don't know what else you like.
Yeah.
Like, you know. It's horrifying. I mean, and then like I even got in my head where I was like, do I still want to go on Survivor? There's a fucking venomous snake out there biting people. And then Jeff, and I'm sure that's going through, you know, everybody in the game's mind still. And Jeff like reassures them. He's like, listen, we've been filming here for 10 years and like none of the Fijian locals even have had anyone they know get bit by this thing. So truly just such bad luck. Almost though, you know, almost in a way, it's like, does everything happen for a reason? Because then it says he got home for the birth of his child and like he was perfectly fine. So I'm glad that would have sucked if he missed. He won a Survivor, missed the birth of his child, then got back and was born already. So glad he was able to see that.
No, because he went on knowing that he had a child on the way because he wanted to make money for the child.
It's going to be a funny way to explain to his child how he went on Survivor and he was like going to miss his birth. But he got bit by a snake.
I thought it was funny when before the bite, he was like, you know, I came out here to give my son the money that like he deserves, $1 million, even more than the life he deserves. It's like, what do you mean? Like, how much money? What is the life your son deserves? Like,
not $1 million, not $1 million one time, definitely not.
But I liked Jake. I'm bummed for him, but as a viewer too, like I thought he was an interesting character. He's definitely someone I think will be back, whether it's like second chance season or if they do something with like former medevacs like they did in the Philippine season. I think he's a guy they'd love to see out there.
I thought he had all-time potential being a big strong man but not dumb. He was strategic. He was playing the game. He wasn't like, I'm big muscle guy. Like he just happened to be strong. I think he had a ton of potential. So yeah, it sucked to see him go.
Yeah, bummer. But hopefully we'll see him back. But yeah, it was a cool peek behind the curtain for sure. The whole episode. So I'm just trying to think of other stuff before.
You want to just go from the top?
Yeah, I mean, the Blue Tribe obviously they're down bad. So the two other tribes, I guess the main thing is they do these group idol hunts where Yellow Tribe is like, let's look, for Beware together, which I guess is, it's better than going out on your own, making it a group thing. I think it was Jason who brought it up, and then they split up boys and girls. MC finds it. She tells Steven once again, like the cut of MC's jib, like doesn't announce it to the whole tribe, only or not Jason, Steven, right, is his name?
Yes, Steven. She tells
Steven. I like that alliance. I like both of them. I think they're smart and like good characters. I think that could be a good alliance. But same thing where, you got to wait basically till you go to tribal council. Now, I don't know how that'll work because they're switching then the scenes for next week, they're like switching up tribes. I imagine it goes to 2 tribes of 7. Like, what if you're on a different beach than the beach you were on? Like, is it still because they were said to look at the boat, or did they say water well too? I thought for Yellow Tribe it was like you have to dig under a boat.
Sounded like I heard the word boat.
Yeah, I thought I heard the word boat, and then Red when they found it was water well also. Yeah. So I'm sure they'll sort that out.
I'll say, Tommy, you're the biggest MC head. I loved her scenes at the beginning of the episode. Her alliance with Steven. She's just a strong, smart, savvy player. I think you nailed the being an MC fan.
Yeah, liked the cut of her jib.
Yeah.
So they find it. They have it. Really, nothing else of note on that.
Oh, tribe. I have one note. I wrote Sage has your classic early.
Well, that's
stage.
Red. That's the Red tribe.
Oh, okay. Well, I wrote Sage has classic early stage over anxiety. Just it's 6 days and she's just freaking out.
Yeah. So then, I mean, I have nothing else on the Yellow Tribe. Do you guys? That's really all we saw.
No.
Yeah. Red Tribe. It was funny where it was Sage and Jawan are like the 2 on the outs of that 4-person alliance, and they're sort of in the woods together. Like, isn't it weird how we're all just one big happy family? Like, do you think maybe there's an alliance against us or something? And like, yeah, there is. Newsflash, buddies. There is a 4-person alliance, and you 2 are on the outs. And Sage is getting anxiety, talking about like all her friends leaving her in high school and stuff. And she's, that was sad. And then she throws out Savannah's name to Shannon. Like, we got to keep an eye on Savannah. Shannon immediately goes and tells Savannah that. So Sage is doing herself no favors.
Happens every season. Someone just starts crashing out. We've said it before. I don't blame them. They're all hungry. Nobody slept. You figure out that you're on the outside and you start going crazy.
So there's 6 people in that tribe right now, right?
Yeah.
So you think they're going to? What do you think they're going to do with? I mean, maybe we'll get here later with the 2 blue people that we got left. I'm just trying to think how like.
I think it's going to be a total swap of 2 tribes into 7.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Well, what do you mean by total swap?
Like, it's not like one person goes to each tribe, because I think that puts them at such an unfair advantage.
Okay.
Like, if you're the one person.
So I mean, Sage is going to be fine then too. Like,
could be depending. Yeah, true.
Like, I feel like they're going to end up kind of being saved by.
Yeah, for Sage and Jawan, that's big. Where it's like you go from the bottom of a tribe of 6 to who knows how the cookie will crumble. Like, you could end up getting some bottom feeders together and making an alliance. So definitely changes the game. I almost wonder if there was like I mean, obviously it's so quick where like you get to the challenge and Jeff is like, hey, Jake is out. I wonder if like they had more time, if Red or Yellow would have been like, should we? I mean, I always hate throwing a challenge, but this is one situation where it's like, would they have been like, had the foresight to be like, listen, there can't be a tribe of 2. We're probably going to swap at 14, right? Like, if they lose again, we're going to go into a tribe swap. Should we lose and keep staying in alliance, where if you're like, say you're the 4 red foursome of Riz, God, Shannon, Savannah, and Nate, where you're like, I'd feel safer going to my next tribal council with this group in this tribe than a shuffle of 7. But I think it was just too quick to even think about that.
Plus, there's a tarp to be won.
True, a tarp to be won.
But no, you're right. I don't even think you could argue that. Like red could have thrown one. Yellow probably could have thrown one.
Yeah, I think the yellow alliances, at least from what we've seen, seem a little less clear.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But I feel like if I was in that foursome on red, I would feel like, you know what? If I'm going to tribal with 14 people left, I'd rather go with this tribe and this alliance than who the hell knows what happens in a swap. But again, you can't definitely know a swap's coming. You probably should feel like it is, like just knowing how Survivor works. They're not going to leave a tribe of 2 unless it's Stephanie and Bobby John. But I wonder with more time if they would have thought of that.
Have we seen that happen recently? I'm trying to remember, or like at all, like just people throwing competitions early on because they like their standing.
I can't think of recent seasons. I feel like no.
This is when chat would come in handy.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, there was back in the day, like Billy's team in Cook Islands, I think, threw it. Or there's been examples, but I feel like it rarely works out.
It seems like it should be a good strategy. Like
it's just risky. It's like, how would it really has to be the
idols mixed
storm. Like this would have been the perfect storm.
Yeah.
Like where it might have made the most sense. But other than that, I don't know if you want to risk. Like the only way you could get voted out is if you go to tribal council. I would try to avoid tribal council at all costs. Again, this one may be an exception. So I ran this challenge in Fiji.
Oh, yeah.
We got to run this one. I thought it was going to be the second episode, but we ran it on our last day. I was very scared because it was like 6 hours before our flight home. And I was like, I've made it this far without getting hurt. What if I get hurt right before we go to the airport? The rope was pretty easy. The balance beam is tough. It took me twice to get across. I went like they tell you different ways. I went with like more of the monkey crawl where you're like crouched down and moving your feet up. But it is when that fucking thing flips, like the seesaw flips, it's horrifying. I fell and I like scraped my knee up and was bleeding a little bit, but nothing too bad. Then the lily pads you jump across were extremely easy.
That's one of those. All you have to do is not hold your team up by like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we did. I forget who. It might have been. I don't know if it was someone because we ran it with like CBS people too. Someone like just couldn't do it. It didn't matter, but it was like this. That was the challenge Suri couldn't do, where it was like they made the whole big moment of like finish it, Suri. I think it was in Game Changers. It was like your tribe's lost, but finish it. But yeah, the balance beam. They all seemed to handle it pretty well. They all went up. I saw Alex at least just walked up it and they made it look pretty easy. Maybe that's the way to go, or they might have sawed it differently or whatever after we ran the practice challenge. But it was cool to run that. And then the puzzle, I can't remember. I don't know if I did the puzzle. I might have been like people directing it, but we won. Our tribe, it was 3 of us, and the one I was on won that. Not that it meant anything, but yeah, it was cool to see that. And just so tough for Blue. Like so tough where they sort of look like they might have a lead again. I mean, this tribe just can't do a fucking puzzle.
Can't do puzzles.
No chance.
And like Jeremiah, Alex, and Sophie are 3 people where I wouldn't be like, oh, they're awful at puzzles.
No.
Like I would think they're all pretty bright.
They're physical too. Like they should be able to get to the puzzle, which they do, I guess.
Yeah.
They can get there every time.
They just can't do a puzzle.
No.
Jason, puzzle master.
Yeah, Jason is a problem for them.
And then
did Tommy? So I told you I watched the episode before you. All-time Probst line during.
Yeah, I didn't. I honestly wasn't listening for it. I forgot to listen for it. What was it?
He just goes, "I'd like to remain an optimist, but that would be foolish." Like because Blue was so far behind. It was quite a dig.
Yeah,
it was a good Probst episode for digs because I was thinking personally, when I'm fucking to go back to Jake getting eliminated, Jeff Probst narrating my like death as I'm getting bit by a snake is like my worst nightmare. That is hell.
No, but that's like Jeff's time to shine.
Oh, it is.
Come with me.
Imagine. But what did he say? He said something to Jake. He was like, while he was like laying there, like still being kind of checked out, like still it was like it seemed kind of sketchy. Something like you got to imagine he's feeling a lot of anxiety right now. You
Yeah.
got a kid on the way. He's like talking this to the doctor, and Jake is just right here. That was
They're almost like Black Mirror-esque.
yeah, it was wild.
And then yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not someone like usually I would hate the fact that like the two tribes that won felt bad, but I think it was the Jake factor that made them feel bad. Like obviously if that doesn't happen right as they get to the challenge, like I think they're still celebrating. I don't think they're like, I feel bad for these people. They're going back to tribal. I think it was the fact that like they just saw like a friend potentially almost die for all they knew, and then like had to go lose again. I understood the muted celebration, but yeah, like Jeff said, I can't remember a challenge where people.
No, they couldn't have celebrated in their faces. That usually I'll be like, whatever, you just won the challenge. Like this poor, sad team of 3 who just had their only strong member just die in front of them, and then they can't put together a puzzle is just a very, very sad time for them. But
I don't think Jake would have helped in that challenge either. I don't think.
Yeah, he's not a puzzle guy, and
no, he's not a puzzle guy either.
He might have been honestly too bulky.
Say that at his wake. He wouldn't have been helpful in the puzzle.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, and I know you wouldn't have won us the challenge, but and so yeah, they're going back to tribe. So I mean, this is like a fascinating vote because it's 3 people who are in an alliance. They've just gone through some trauma together, and one of them has an idol, Alex, and everyone knows he has an idol. So I was almost thinking like, if I was Alex, the second we would have got back to the beach, I would have just been like, guys, I'm playing my idol. Like, let's treat this as if it's final 3 and I just won immunity, you know? And it's like my decision of who I'm keeping. Now, obviously it could be a bluff. And he did sort of get to the point where he was like, yeah, I'm going to play it. But I think I would have been even more obvious about it. Like I was thinking of Surviving Barstool season 1, it was like me, Kelly, Nick, and Brianna in the final 4. And after I lost the last immunity, I had a fake idol, but I just got back. I was like, guys, I got this idol. Like, because it didn't even give them a chance to think about voting for me. Like in their head, they were like, we don't even have enough time to process if we can vote out Tommy. I feel like if Alex was just like, I'm playing it, they wouldn't have even had the time to process, like, maybe we could blindside Alex. And I thought him getting up first was kind of the wrong move when they're sitting there. I would not have wanted to be the first person up and give the other 2 people the chance to make like a plan A without me. But he does that, and Jeremiah and Sophie are kind of like, let's just try to blindside him. Like we're closer to each other than we are to him. It'd be good to flush the idol. But then Jeremiah and Alex have a talk, and Sophie. So I think shout out Sophie, by the way. She's in the comments of Snuffing Torches every week so far, 2 for 2. I thought she played this perfectly, where like she was clearly like, I'm going to save myself no matter what happens. Plan A is let me try to blindside Alex. But after she spies on them and is like, oh, I think Alex is voting for me, she goes and cuddles up to Alex and is like, I've had the same nail tech for, since high school. I have a boyfriend or whatever. Like,
I've never cheated on my boyfriend.
Yeah, that was funny to me. It's like, all right, that's kind of like the bare minimum. Like, you have been married for 30 years, Sophie. Like, yeah, you haven't cheated on your boyfriend for 4 years. But again, playing hard. Like, meanwhile, then on the other hand, you got Jeremiah, who's like, he's a Libra, so this is how I'm going to talk to him. I'm so happy Jeremiah's out. The idea or the goal, because he said he could have been the first male Taurus to ever win Survivor. I'm still coming for that crown. I could still be the first male Taurus to ever win Survivor. But yeah, I think just Sophie did a great job, like scratching and clawing and pivoting off her original plan, where, instead of, just blindly going for Alex, she's like, all right, I actually think I have to go for Jeremiah instead. And she ends up being the only person who doesn't get a vote. So I thought expertly played by her. Alex, would you have played the idol if you were him?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I always say that. I would have for sure.
You just don't want to go home pre-merge with an idol. Just no.
Especially after that day, like all like the drama and everything that happened, it's just like, let me shut my brain off. I'm playing the idol and I'm just gonna wake up tomorrow.
Yeah. I guess if your galaxy brain playing so above the rim and you're so positive, I played Survivor for 36 hours and it was the most paranoid I've ever been. if I'm on that island and it's day 6, I'm 1,000,000,000% using the idol.
Yeah, I mean, what's the right move? It's probably not to play because it becomes like a game theory prisoner's dilemma thing where it's like
you Tommy game theory.
Well,
Let's
it's like
go.
I don't think both because you have to think about the two other people, Jeremiah and Sophie. Are they going to risk both voting for me, knowing that if I play it, I'm deciding who goes home, right? You probably are thinking at least one of Jeremiah or Sophie are going to be too scared to go through with this fuck it plan. Let's vote for them. And then you sort of suss that out and feel like who's more likely to be scared, and you vote with that person.
It's that game show, that game show clip that goes around. It's like if you both don't take the money, you like split it. But if one person hits the buzzer, like nobody gets it. It was exactly that. They didn't show Sophie and Jeremiah talking like, should we both put votes on Alex? They never.
Well, no, that was originally when Alex got up from the beach. They were like, let's both vote for Alex.
Yeah, but they never really showed that. Like, I never was convinced that was ever a possibility.
Yeah, we didn't see a follow-up conversation.
Yeah, it wasn't convincing to me, especially from Jeremiah. I think Sophie might be a bit of a gamer. Like, kind of like what you just said. I don't think Jeremiah. He didn't have the strongest neck. Yeah, I mean, if you're using Libra signs or whatever they're called, you're probably not long for that game.
We don't see a ton of successful spying like that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, just straight up just heard the conversation, knew exactly what was going to happen. You'd think that would almost be like a massive part of the game.
Well, I think it's also easier when it's only 3. Like, because then you got to think about, all right, the people I'm spying on might not see me spying, but someone else on the tribe might see me spying. Like, there was nobody else. And she didn't even need to get in a tree like Tony. She just had to stand like 20 feet away behind a bush. But yeah, I think it was just such different. Like, Sophie deserved to stay over Jeremiah, where Jeremiah was like, all right, yeah, plan A is let's vote for Alex, and didn't like game that hard. Sophie's spying through trees. She's going back to Alex to talk to him. Like, I think she played it well. I think Alex picked the right person to vote for because he probably sensed like, oh, Sophie is more paranoid and more desperate. She's talking about her nail tech a lot. Like, I'm going to vote with her because I think she's less likely to go through with the plan of voting for me. So I think they all played it. I mean, not Jeremiah, but I mean, it's dealt a tough hand. I don't think he played it great, but he didn't have a ton of options. It's just such a shitty situation.
Jeremiah is more evil too. I feel like
Jeremiah
is. I just think in general, I'm so much more trusting of Sophie just on the surface.
I'd like to ask you a question, Tommy and John Rich. There's zero consistency in Survivor when it comes to someone being forced to leave the game to if they do a tribal council vote or not. Last season, 2 seasons ago, someone was quit or forced to leave the game. And it saved. God, I wish I did a little research because I just thought of it. It saved somebody was 100% going home, and it saved them. And then they did like a tribe swap.
It was
got saved.
I think one thing might be if it's after a challenge or not. Like if it's after if Jake got bit after the challenge, there would have been no vote.
Yeah,
but maybe there would have been.
I don't know. I think it's honestly like what the hell is the episode? Jake, it's a 90-minute episode. Jake just gets bit and goes home.
I wish I remembered it.
Until 3 tribes of 5. They probably just were not prepared for that.
Oh, for the deadly snake bite? No.
Was it Say who got saved? Did that happen last year?
Or is that not familiar? This is where live there is a live chat going right now. We can't read it. We're in the past right now, but I'm sure they'll get to the bottom of it.
Let's get some Instagram follows on that Barstool Nate live chat. Barstool Nate.
Yeah, follow us all. So what was I gonna say? But yeah, I don't know. I think that they were probably just like, this challenge is all set up for 3 tribes. We just got to do it. Now, if there were only 2 people left on that tribe, then, but I guess there couldn't have been because there has been people.
They could have done a tribe swap and done it 2 tribe challenge. They could have done it right there.
Well, they swapped the 3 tribes of 5, I guess.
They still must have a contract though. Like, we're doing this many episodes.
Yeah.
So do you think they maybe like get rid of a double elimination shit they had planned, or like
they can do stuff on the fly all the time.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious what their pivot was.
I think there's always contingency plans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 4 people are gone through 3 episodes. I mean, I guess it helps with the 26 days. Like with 26 days, they kind of got to play fast anyway. So when you have someone go home early, like I'm sure they're planned for that. And it also makes it a little bit less of a rush of how do we get rid of all these people.
Yeah.
I'd like to say something. I think this is the best season of the new era. I think the all-time lowest moment in Survivor history is when that girl quit because she couldn't quit vaping. I think that was absolute rock bottom. I would say I didn't think the show could recover from such a low moment, and it has. So my tip of the cap to Survivor. I'm very, and it's not because the dude got bit by the snake. That's not why I'm enjoying the season. I just think they casted this way better than the previous seasons. The way they're editing it, it's likable. It's not Mufasa from the sky saying like I'm looking down on you, my son, like that crazy weird voiceover a few seasons ago. I think this is just genre. You didn't see that?
No, I know what you're referencing.
It was bizarre.
I think you hit it's the editing. I think it's the best edited pre-merge.
Yeah, right.
It's not like there's been crazy gameplay.
Correct.
Like both votes before this.
It's just enjoyable. It's an enjoyable season.
Yeah, there's no one to like really hate. Again, it's edited well. I feel like the Yellow Tribe, we don't really know that well, but I feel like we know a lot of the players, and it's not a lot of sob stories. You've had like the snake thing was unfortunately interesting. This vote was interesting. The last 2 votes were kind of whatever, but I agree. The fact that it's been the first 2 votes were, both unanimous, I believe, right? And like the fact that we're only 3 votes in and none of them have been that crazy and we're still enjoying it, I think is a testament to the editors and the casting.
We said on this show multiple times, like, I wouldn't even know how to get someone interested in Survivor because like we said it like during like a bad episode or after a bad episode or during a bad season. This is like you could toss this on. Yeah, it's not mind-bending strategy above the rim, blindside.
You don't get that a lot pre-merge anyway.
But it's just like it's watchable entertainment for the first. It's such a sigh of relief. Like finally, like it's just good. Like it's like fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I've liked it. I'm trying to think anything else from the episode before we.
I only have one other note, and I might have said it last week. Rizzo way more athletic than I think I think they.
We didn't talk about that. The red team after the challenge did a search. Well, he didn't even play in the challenge.
No, he did a flip off of the dock into the water, and last week he was like flexing and like he's not like this like skinny little nerd.
They do.
He's downplaying himself a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, which is smart.
Yeah,
but I didn't. So they do a same thing, group idol search, beware advantage search on the red team. Rizzo finds it. I thought he had a chance. Like, I mean, you can't really tell where everybody is based on how the editing was, but it seemed like nobody was that close to him. Feels like he had a chance to not say that he found it. He does immediately. And I get it. Maybe if you're Rizzo and like, you're this young kid, calling yourself Riz God Cinema, like you're viewed from your tribe as like a trustworthy, likable young guy. And like, why risk ruining that? Like you could build more trust by telling everyone. But again, I mean, we say it every week, like advantage is being for everyone. It doesn't make sense. And it also is like, it doesn't make any sense to me when they're like, this is going to be for us. Like, I know they think a tribe swap's coming, but they're like, this is going to be for all of us. What does that mean? It's an idol. It's for one person. Maybe you could protect another person or 2 with it. But you can't protect everybody on the tribe. It's not, a fucking tarp.
It's the Vibes or a Cinema fucking tribe. Like they truly just, they feel unbeatable. They feel, so I don't know. Maybe they think they're going to take a vote.
Now you go to a tribe swap. And let's say he ends up on a tribe with like Jawan, Sage, and 4 people from Yellow or something.
Yeah.
then all of a sudden it's like they could be like, well, we're throwing him under the bus. This guy doesn't have a vote, and like he could find an idol tonight. So again, I maybe it's just something we're missing where like when you're in the game, you feel like you should tell people, but I feel like he had a chance there to hold on to that for himself. Or at least only tell his alliance. At least only tell the 3 other people.
Again, we don't know where the camp or like where everybody else was,
Yeah.
but also we maybe just wanted to be above board with all these people just for down the road. Like, hey, I told you about when I found the thing. You got to tell me if you find a thing type of deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I also don't think the beware, like, I don't think it's like a huge deal that they know that he has it. Like, it's not.
I mean, it's basically an idol.
People look at
but then with the beware advantage too, then you gotta go find it, and people are gonna
that is
find
true.
out that you're finding it, and then you're trying to hold him to a lie, and it's like that looks bad.
Them doing team searches might change the beware advantage for future seasons. Like I assume they don't love it becoming a team idol.
I'm team, and I think if it was just an idol, people would be less likely to make it a team effort, because if you have to fucking carry a ball and chain around your camp, like you probably are going to tell other people. Like
it was the loudest thing ever. They're in the middle of the wilderness. It was like bang, bang, bang. Like you can't.
You know what I actually think is the I think the perfect medium is when it's like it's hidden during the challenge and they have to slyly get it during the challenge.
I like that a lot.
That you could do.
Wait, what do you mean? When it's in, like when it's in the food?
No. Like they've done it before. I think Jeremy had to do it at some point. It was more like in the 30s where it was like you'd find whatever. It wasn't even called the beware advantage at that point. But then it would be like, let's say in this challenge, it might have been like tied under the balance beam that you walked over, and you would have had to slyly, as you're crossing the balance beam, get that. Or like one time was under like a sit-out bench or something.
So that happened recently. The sit-out
didn't like that.
Oh yes, that was actually just they got it. That wasn't even that she was told it was under.
No, they just found it.
Yeah.
I didn't like that because you shouldn't be rewarded for sitting out.
Yeah, agreed.
You shouldn't be punished.
But no, if it's like it's hidden in the middle of the challenge and you got a chance to go do it, I like that.
The weird ones are always when it's like buried under their camp, like where they sleep.
Yeah.
Those are always so uncomfortable for me to watch. Like just they have to start digging underneath where everybody's sleeping and stuff.
And I think it's better TV. Like I'm not like enthralled by that. Like when I'm watching someone try to find an idol with nobody else knowing, that's less thrilling to me than like someone just having an idol and nobody else knowing already. You know what I mean? Like
I would go back to just old school, find
an idol.
Yeah.
Make it, I guess, maybe if you want to make it a little bit harder to find, but I would just, and they might do that for 50 because I feel like that was up. It was like vaguely up in the fan vote where it was like less advantages, more advantages.
I can't, but then you don't get moments like the old lady last year who was just covered in paint. And Sue just acting like it was just a walk in the park. She just like didn't wash any of it off. So you get funny moments. But no, I'd like to go back to old school idols, at least for a season.
Yeah, maybe for 50. I think that'd be a good one. Or anything else from the episode? Do you want to do our picks?
Honestly,
winners, shibs, and zeros.
I didn't take a ton of notes. It was a pretty,
it was pretty heavy on the snake bite, and
heavy,
then
glad he's happy and healthy.
So going forward, we're gonna have 2 tribes of 7.
Maybe
I think, right?
Maybe
we kind of were. I actually didn't look close enough. You can almost figure out who was on each other's tribes by the way they were talking about each other. But assume 2 tribes of 7, and then MC has the chance to get an idol with Steven knowing about it, and Rizgod has the chance to find an idol with everyone from his previous tribe knowing about it. And then fresh life for Alex, who's now idoless, and Sophie as well.
Steven's like an astro engineer. Like he's like fucking something crazy.
Yeah, he is. No, this says space program manager, but you're right. He's like some kind of engineer.
His Instagram bio says CEO of the moon. That's pretty sick.
Pretty good.
Oh, he works at Lockheed Martin. Oh yeah, he knows like where the aliens are.
Mhm.
I mean, speaking of him, winner pick, I'm gonna stick with Steven. I think I've had him the first couple weeks. MC might be sneaking into that winner pick territory for me, but I'll stick with Steven for now.
I had Jason last week as my winner pick on Yellow, the Puzzle Master. I don't think he's.
I think he's just gotten so, and I think he's just gotten so little airtime.
And it's not. It doesn't seem like
He got his hair braided today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with him. It would whatever. Like who knows? I'll go with him, Jason.
I can't remember who my winner pick was
Last
week. I thought I had it written down.
Did you have the girl? Oh wait, not a lot of Shannon tonight.
Yeah, well, her and Sage we saw, but
that's your girl.
I don't know. I was thinking about going.
Savannah's the one.
Oh, Savannah's your girl?
Savannah is like the hot one on Red.
Jeez,
Yeah.
Tommy.
If that's what you're referencing.
No, I just thought you liked the. Oh, is Shannon the good vibes? The
Shannon is like the hippie.
Okay.
Although I did just see Shannon follows me on Instagram, so now we're pro Shannon. That's all it takes.
I had
Lonnie Balls.
Pretty sure I had Alex last week. I'm gonna stick with Alex. I still think he can do it. He's got a good story now. He's got a great story now.
It would be one of the greatest wins of all time, like to survive that tribe and then
he just did survive it though. Like he's done.
But I'm saying and now go into a tribe where you probably know either 0 people or 1 person.
I think he's going to get the benefit of the doubt with whatever.
I'll tell you
next, because he went through all that in May.
Yeah.
And I think he's in a good spot for a little bit.
I'm gonna stay with Jason, but I'd like to put a 1B at Nate Moore. The CEO of Marvel. He can for sure win this show. Yeah, everything he says and does is correct. I like him a lot.
I don't know if he can relate to everyone else well enough to not be put on the outside of a group.
When he gets off of the 22-year-old tribe, he might be a little better.
They're all 22-year-olds.
I mean, the lingo scene from last week has stuck with me.
Jib cut. I'm gonna give Sophie jib cut. Like I said, I felt that this is more of a player of the episode than a jib cut, whereas last week was a true jib cut in MC, but there wasn't anyone tonight where it was they gave me something to like them more that I hadn't already seen. But I think Sophie, the way she survived that vote, showed she was a gamer. So I'll give her a jib cut.
Good jib cut. I'm gonna go with your girl MC. Just from the very beginning of the episode, I like the cut of her jib. I like the way she operates.
Welcome to the club, brother.
Smooth operator. I like MC.
I feel like I should give it to Jake just because.
He felt easy.
He's out, but I can give him a little honorary jib cut. I think he kind of wanted to go home once he made it to that medical tent, though.
I mean, it's got to be horrifying to be there was a chance I was just bitten by a venomous snake. And I have a son on the way. I don't knock him if he wants.
Yeah, I don't. Before he went home, though, I was thinking how he was kind of napping and seemed out of it. I was just oh, he's probably so fucking happy to be full of fluids and just lying on a bed. This is amazing. If he would have gone back and just been fine, that would have been the smartest move of all time. He could have faked the whole thing if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But aside from him, I'll go with Rizzo. I think he probably does just genuinely kind of have low self-esteem and doesn't think that highly of himself, but he's kind of a beast. I don't really see any reason he can't.
Time out. The guy who calls himself the Riz God, I think is doing pretty well on the self-esteem. You think he's overcompensating?
A little bit. I think because he definitely he talked about it right away how I forget exactly what he said.
He's reading the script. I think Riz God's doing just fine with his.
He was talking when he beat Alex in the whenever they went off to the island. It was a whole big underdog thing. Maybe he's probably playing it up a bit, but he he's carved out a good position for himself.
I like him too.
Kinda like
He wasn't Jib cut worthy for me this week, but I do in general I like him as a character.
Yeah, big Yankee fan, Riz God.
Oh,
His Instagram, his Instagram's just Yankees.
Nice.
There you go. I wonder what he'll be watching tonight.
And then zeros. Nobody really stuck out. I guess
I'm still gonna say Christina is a zero.
Christina, yeah, we've seen nothing from Christina. Yeah. I'll say official zero. I'll say Sage, I guess. I feel bad.
Yeah.
She tries to do one thing and immediately comes back to bite her.
But
at least she's gotten a human moment.
I'm not going to give her a zero.
Nothing from
Christina, zero, and was it Matt? Old man Matt?
Oh yeah, but I think we used him. Or I mean, I don't know. I don't even know.
I think you're allowed to reuse zero.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but I'm trying. Like, if in reality, the people that I think that are left that have the lowest near zero chances of winning would be Matt, Christina, and Sage. I think would be like my bottom three. Like,
I'm not ready to count Sage out. I'm not ready to do that yet.
There's not a lot of like I feel like usually by now we can write off half the cast. There's just not a lot of people that are clear, and it's honestly it's probably because we haven't seen two of the tribes go to tribe, and so we don't even know really what their game is like. But those would be the ones where I feel least confident in.
Who's the bless this chicken we're about to eat? Crap we're about to eat?
Shannon.
I'd put her more zero than Sage.
But at least she's in an alliance and Sage isn't.
Yeah, boot her out.
You
just can't be blessing every animal.
Yeah, I mean she's probably not going to win either. I'd put her bottom five.
I'm literally only basing off that. Like, if you bless one more animal I'm about to eat, I got to get rid of you.
I had Jake as my 0.0 last week, so shout out me.
Yeah,
I'm just nailing it.
Shout out that snake.
Yeah, shout out snake.
That was John Rich in a fucking snake costume.
Mile away. I'm still gonna go back to what I said last week, just because there's not a lot of 0.0s. The way Sophie, not the Sophie who did not the spying Sophie, the other Sophie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her. I actually forgot so much about her that she might have to be the new 0.0.
Why are there two Sophies?
And I'm taking back Sage. Other Sophie is my new 0.0 because I forgot she was on the cast.
You never want to be other Sophie. That's
on the bottom row of, like, I pull this up whenever we do the podcast, like everyone's picture and their names. On the bottom row, we have 5 girls about the same length, dark hair: Sage, Savannah, Shannon, Sophie, Sophie.
Yep.
Me and Clemmer had the mess up week 1 where Sage and other Sophie, we just completely mistook for each other and talked wrong for 20 minutes about it.
Other Sophie is yellow Sophie?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is her deal?
The one thing I remember about her, which made me think she's not going to win, is when I forget who was involved, but one of the tribes had to choose someone to give a disadvantage to, and they gave other Sophie's tribe the disadvantage because they had to pick one of the 2 tribes, and she got real upset about it.
She did. She had a confessional last week. I don't remember. I do remember her having a confessional, and I feel like what she said, I actually was like, huh, she might know how to play, but we've just seen so little of her. I can't imagine you have a winner that you just don't see for 3 weeks.
Just her taking the disadvantage so personally made me think that.
Yeah. That if someone votes for her, she'll take it very personally.
Yeah, like this didn't seem like a good sign.
I hate to say this. I like other Sophie. She's from like 20 minutes from where I grew up.
She is New York.
I mean, I don't dislike her. It's impossible to dislike or like her.
Well, she's from Montgomery. She went to Quince Orchard, Tommy. You know Quince Orchard.
Oh, fuck, Quince Orchard.
Yeah.
Of course.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But
I'm from Howard County. She's from Montgomery County, so it's like kind of like a rivalry.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I've heard them.
Yeah. I went to Oakland Mills. And your Slay Queen Mother Quake of the Week.
I think we only that and the Star to Me award only get only get if there's someone who really.
I do think that's one award. The Star Toomey Slay Queen Mother Quake.
No, I think those are two different ones. Star Toomey is just like that's like a lifetime achievement award.
Yeah, right.
And like
you got to survive a while without necessarily doing anything, but also it's hard to explain. I can't explain it. But
you know Star Toomey when you see it.
Yeah, we'll know
when you see it.
And then Slay Queen is that's not an every week award like the other three. That's if someone really has a Mother Quake, we will honor that. But I didn't notice a Mother Quake tonight.
Maybe the doctor by sending him home somehow.
Honestly, that is by far the biggest difference in this season than every other season. Is we don't have a Mother Quake. That is so relieving to go an episode without a Mother Quake.
We don't even have much potential. I don't know.
Yeah, they casted normal people.
Yeah,
finally.
All right. So I just looked it up. If the Yankees win the series, Game 3 of the ALCS is next Wednesday. So it would be another pre-record. The Yankees get eliminated
Blue Jays!
Either tonight or I guess by the time you're watching this, the Yankee game's probably in like the 7th inning. So there's actually a chance the Yankees are eliminated as by the time I'm saying this, which would be quite sad because I think it's 10:20 right now or ish, somewhere around that. Starts at 7. So you guys know better than me as you're watching. There's a chance if the Yankees have lost, or we'll be live next week. If not, we'll do another pre-record. All right, that's it. Like, subscribe, follow Nate on Instagram, and we will see you guys next week.